what prompted you to say, I'm gonna go talk to a therapist?
Enough was enough, man. Of being, I got tired of being in that space mentally.
A space as in
Just it's just a dark place. I got tired of being in that dark place.
yeah.
Travis Calise, man. Travis Lee, New Orleans, Louisiana, man. I've been in Houston, almost going on 16 years.
All right, I gotta pop off all of these with the question that people ask but don't really listen to the answer. And that's how you doing? But truly, how you doing though? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feeling great.
We jumping into the new year, man. You a resolutions person or?
Not really much of a resolutions person, man. It's if you want to say manifestation, a manifesting person. I feel like when you go into them resolutions, you already put it into your mind that you gotta accomplish it, but in the back of your mind, you feel like you're gonna fail. Cause because that meme always come up. You see people on social media and stuff. Oh shit, I fucked up my resolution on January 1st already. Shit, well, gotta wait till 2022. So I'm more of a manifestation type of person. I probably it's better for me to pan it out and make it as a vision board so I can see it every day, rather just telling myself what I'm gonna do for the new year. I'd rather just see it visually, knowing that I'm walking past it every day. Okay, I gotta get on my shit right here, or I wanted to do this, or I wanted to do that. So
yeah, see, I ain't did a vision board in a long time. I keep a dry erase board. I put notes on it. But what prompted you to do the vision board?
One, it was on my bucket list. Two, I'm more of a visual person than how can I say it? More than just words.
Literate?
Yeah,
you
literate.
You don't read well?
I read well. I ain't saying that I don't. I got ebonics. I do read well, but that vision board kind of set the tone for me for the year 2021. So making that out for me was way better than just making a resolution.
What's going to keep you, because walking by, you see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to keep you going after and pushing towards the things that you put on there? Like, what connects you to it?
It's more of a energy standpoint and also a therapeutic standpoint. Okay. So with me, I go through therapy. So seeing a therapist, which I'm saying mental health or anything, when you go through therapy and you write those things that you kind of have to work on mentally in your mind, and whatever it is, whether it's more reading or more self-care time for yourself or doing something for yourself or a getaway just to free your mind, having that every day, looking at that board, but also having those mental notes on a sticky note somewhere in the bathroom or on your drawer, maybe above your headboard. When you see those things more than once, it kind of turns in your, okay, I gotta accomplish this. I can accomplish this. I can get through this. You know what I'm saying? So when you see it visually and you writing it down versus you saying it literally, I can do this. I'm going to do it. But let's say something come up. Life always like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Change.
They do.
Straight up.
You don't have that written down, so now you gotta hit a reset button at that point. You ain't got nothing that's up that you made. You ain't got no vision board, no nothing. So now you gotta reset your mind again to motivate yourself again.
Like a blank slate.
Yeah.
Like that. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you could have a goal or a thing you want to do or be, and it's clear as day this week or this month, and then like you say, circumstances change, other things become immediately important.
Yeah.
And you forget the thing you were talking about or the feeling that made you feel alive.
Yeah.
So that I think you did a good thing for yourself by establishing that. Now you jump right over to the mental health, and that's something I want to touch on. But since you got in it already now, conversationally, what prompted you to? Because I never even asked you this in a chair. I don't think, but like, what prompted you to say, "I'm gonna go talk to a therapist"?
Enough was enough, man. of being. I got tired of being in that space mentally.
Space as
in just it's just a dark place. I got tired of being in that dark place.
Yeah.
We tend to, as human beings, give ourselves to so many people, and the moment that you feel like you don't do for yourself, you kind of put yourself in a corner.
Yeah.
Because you ain't reaching out for nobody for help. Because we think that we don't need no help. We could figure everything out on our own. And the moment that you feel like you can do everything on your own and you taking care of everybody else, whether it's your wife or your husband, your child, your mom, it's going to come a time to where it's going to sit you down. It's going to sit you down. It's going to be like, well, damn, what I've been doing? I've been gaining weight. I've been eating all of this. I ain't never accomplished none of my goals, none of my dreams for myself. I kind of really just put myself back on that shelf or the back burner, as we say, of not really caring about me anymore.
Yeah.
And also, it's a touchy subject, but when you get into that realm of depression and anxiety and stress, and you get to that deep, dark space of not wanting to be with nobody or wanting to be alone and wanting to be off the grid, that's a space that you don't want to be in, because in that moment, it's you versus you. So it's you versus your conscience, or you versus depression, or you versus anxiety, or whatever it is. In that moment, you got to say for yourself, I got to do something.
Yeah, I had somebody close to me saying, I don't think about suicide, but I wouldn't mind if I didn't wake up.
Right.
And that's because, it takes a certain audacity to say, I'm going to end it. But it's just like things are happening to you, letting things happen to you. You wouldn't mind if the worst happened to you.
Right.
But what I'm hearing and what you're saying too, you describe, because I was going to say, well, describe the place, the dark place to me. But you really did it by saying, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not doing that. I'll let this go. I'll let that go. And one concept I'm real big on is being a friend to yourself. Being that friend that you need. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so to you, what do that look like for you? If I'm saying be a friend of yourself, what does that look like for you?
I have to be myself. I have to motivate myself more being that friend. I got to look at myself in the mirror and know, hey, we can accomplish this. Our first big step was January 2020, of course, pandemic and everything going on. We all going through the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? But taking that first step to actually wanting to see a therapist, taking that first call, and just not being afraid. Because that's the conversation that you have with yourself when you going into this first therapy session. You like, I'm not cool with telling nobody my problems. I never was cool. That's just me. Because I felt like if I pour out what I was going through to you, then whatever I was going through mentally, you feeling sad for me, I'm letting your day down. So I'm saying to myself, I don't want to do that to nobody. I don't want nobody to feel what I go through. So I was always that person that just kept it bottled up inside. Yeah. So it eats at you for so many years. In that first session, I was probably on the phone for a good hour. Good hour, 10 minutes, good hour, 15 minutes. From that day forward, I knew it was going to be a hard journey. I knew it was going to be rough, but that was probably one of the biggest decisions and one of the toughest things I ever had to do.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Was it one of them feelings like it was tough leading up to, but once I did it, it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have
been did this. Yeah. I should have been did this. I've been waiting this year. I've been doing this for so many years and putting myself back there. I should have been went through with therapy. That first session set the tone. That's the phrase that I actually live by. But that first session set the tone just for that year, and I kept going back.
Now with the therapy, do you feel like they do they kind of dig it out you, or you feel like after a little minute it just start pouring out you? Where you start going behind the veil and just letting them lift the veil and let them see this what's in here.
With me, we kind of just started with the training wheels. They'll ask you questions. Now my therapist is a Black woman. We started off with questions of, well, why are you here? What you coming to therapy for? Have you thought about this? Where's your mental state? How's your physical state? What are you looking for accomplishing? What's your 3 goals that you really want to get to, and make those your top 3? After answering those questions, it's like going into that session, she gave me the floor. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's on your mind. It's not more of, well, why do you feel that way? Well, we see all the facades in the TV shows, the therapist sitting back with a little book, and you sitting up there, well, it all started when, elementary school. And nah, when your therapist for your therapist to give you that floor and just pour it all out on what you're going on. That was everything.
And then you feel like the things that, now how many sessions you did? You've done one, right?
That I've done many. I've probably done 20 sessions within 2020.
In 2020?
Yes.
And you did your first one of the year?
I did my first one of the year.
Here recently?
Yeah,
okay.
Yesterday.
Well, obviously, they ain't that many options, right? Today the third.
Yeah.
So, now, the things that they give you in therapy, the advice, the suggestions, you feel like it's things that are truly applicable?
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
She gives me the option to write out a journal. Mm-hmm. You got the option that I work, the company that I actually go through therapy is betterhelp.com. Mm-hmm. With the app that you could do a journal that you let your therapist see. You can write down goals of where you at mentally, where you at as far as family-wise, with your wife or with friends. You know, you knock those goals out. That was probably one of the biggest tools for me because you could come home or have a bad day, you don't want to talk to nobody. And that moment that you sit down on your phone, whether it's a laptop or whether it's just writing, getting all those feelings out. Getting it out and putting it all out there. Yeah. That puts your mind at ease. Yeah. Because you a ticking time bomb at that point. You ready to go off at any moment. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you got that journal, you got that app, and you can write it out, and you let your therapist see it, and you cool, calm, and I feel much better than that.
See what you just said. I'm gonna mix that in with. You gonna say something about your barber later. I'm gonna chop that up and make it like I was the reason.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go off.
Yeah. Basically.
When you get that lineup, man, it's like you was a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, man.
You get the lineup, and that's heavy though. How you putting that down? Because I've never been in a therapy session, but I know I need therapy because I don't think I need therapy.
Right. So most people don't. I think people put that thought in your mind when you go to therapy, when you see a psychiatrist, anybody, that's a sign of weakness. Mm-hmm. I don't think that.
No, that's strength.
Yeah, it's strength and it's change. But the thing about it is, some people don't like change. They don't like change at all. Yeah. And in that moment when you do something new for the first time or something that you've been wanting to do, and you finally do it, and you see how it makes you feel, you want to do a lot more. That change is good, bro. Yeah, change is good, man. It's crazy because we go our whole life giving ourselves to the public. And it's not nothing wrong with wanting to do good for yourself.
Right. You do for family. Yeah. You do for friends.
Yeah.
You do for the job.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta ask or have reservations about taking off.
Yeah.
Or just saying no. Like I don't feel like driving. I don't want to go to the outlet mall this weekend.
I want chill this weekend.
I need self-care.
I want chill. I need some self. I want chill this weekend.
Yeah, my self-care look like PlayStation.
Yeah, I want to play a little Madden 2K. A little Call of Duty. I want chill outside. Smoke a little hookah.
Every time I'm in the living room.
You in the living room.
Asking me to go to goddamn there.
You feel me? You feel me? Hey, babe, can you know?
Right.
It's Saturday. It's my day. Sunday is my day. It's my self-care day. You catch me next week. We gonna do something.
What kind of work you into?
I work for Centerpoint Energy. So I'm more of like, I'm a material handler, what they call. I'm supply and demand for all your poles, your transformers. I'm the person they come to in order to keep your lights on. Great job, great opportunity. I thank Houston for that, for getting that opportunity, man. But
Pete, that's your work. The what you do at Centerpoint, just fulfilling, like just customer relations on the technical side of things. What are you that's occupation. What are you passionate about?
Music. Music is my passion.
You look like Eddie Levert.
Yeah. Little Eddie. If I had hair, but music, that's my first love. That's my passion. It's very therapeutic to get in that music bag like you want to, whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, whether it's rap, whether it's orchestrated music or just instrumental music playing like the guitar, piano. Like, I don't just listen to R&B music. I don't just listen to hip-hop music. I listen to G. Blizz. He played the acoustic guitar. I listen to Dustin O'Halloran, who plays classical piano. People like that. When I say music is my first love, is literally my first love.
Mm-hmm. Now, how much time you get to spend?
Not enough time. Not enough time as I should. as I should. This year changes everything.
Yeah. So tell me then, who or what is the circumstance as to why you don't exercise the time with your passion? Is it just work thing, time, bandwidth, or do it run deeper than that?
It run deeper than that. It's more of a procrastinating. If you know you got that vision and you know you got that talent to make something and paint that picture for the audience, why not do it now? What's holding you from it? And you can psych yourself up. I can psych myself up a lot about it, and I still want to execute it. But it goes back to what I said before, you know, not having those New Year's resolutions, more of manifesting like a vision board. And one of my things in my vision board is not to give up on my dream. And my dream is musically just music, being an R&B artist first, getting back into the studio, getting back to writing, getting back around that energy and being in that studio just secluded for 2 to 3 hours and just feeling everything. And when you come out with something, you come out that booth and you feeling everything and you get every feeling that you got inside, you on fire at that point because 1, you didn't put this off for long enough. 2, you motivated yourself or manifested yourself back into something that you truly love. And 3, you enjoy doing it. It's not by nobody else's opinion. It's not about your partner, it ain't about your family, it ain't about your spouse. It's all about you and what you put on that track. You know what I'm saying? So that's what was keeping me from it. I procrastinated a lot about it. And I slept on myself. And I shouldn't have. You know what? It was the fact that I felt like it was too late. That's what it was. I was like, man, I'm 30. It's too late, man. I'm about to be out here making an army. What I look like making an EP. Ain't nobody gonna listen to all my stuff. I don't feel like I ain't this shit. You feel me? What I'm gonna put it out for? Let me just continue to work and love this corporate life. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't have it. I couldn't keep doing it. I couldn't keep listening to tracks that I made and it sounds so amazing. And I'm like, I'm really sleeping on myself. For what? You a great artist. What you sleeping for? You got, you know, the approval from many of your colleagues to know, like, man, you got it. You got that it factor, bro. But I just had to execute it. But I fell flat on my face with sleeping on myself and procrastinating about it.
Yeah, and even beyond like approval from peers, if you scratching that itch that only you could reach, you know, because it's deep down in your heart somewhere, only you know where it's at or how to get to it. You scratching that itch, you gotta stay at it. But even I want to say, you know, besides that, thinking about who you have to be if you're not doing that thing that speaks to your spirit, you know what I'm saying, versus who you get to be if you're doing a thing
that you love.
So it's like, and we be knowing that, but it's the same thing like going, like we talking about earlier, going on a workout. You don't want to do it, and you get out there and you be like, it's really lit. It's low-key lit.
Why I ain't been doing this? This shit.
Working out ain't easy, but it's not fun either. It's not easy, but it's like, somebody told me the other day, say, man, pick your heart. They said working out ain't easy, but being overweight ain't easy either.
No.
Can't breathe, heart ain't beating.
Knees hurting, feet hurting.
All that, man.
Sweating.
Yeah, you one session with your lady, that ain't easy.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so pick what you want to be hard. So, Now, for you, ideally, man, what would it look like for you? Ideal day, you know, all the politics, BS aside, bills aside. What would it look like for you if you could manifest and you could think about and live out ideal, just set a day?
Just to myself?
Just how you want it.
Just how I want it.
Yourself, just how you want it. If you pulling the strings.
If an ideal day would actually be, man, wake up somewhere nice like Cali. That'd be a nice ideal day. You know, the view back when he's seeing the valley, waking up to my daughter and my wife, nice breakfast. You know, discussing the day. Homie hit me. Hey, what we got tonight? What we got today? We got to do this, and this. All right, cool. You know, go to the studio, lay some tracks down. You know, get into that atmosphere, bringing a couple writers in, what we making, where we going with this vision of body of work that we working on, because we want to paint that picture. You know, probably finish with the studio, family time. You know, probably like a movie night or something. I'm not really too much of a club person. I don't really dig the club scene, but manifesting, probably meditating at the end of the day with everything I had going on. That's probably big key. Manifesting that morning for 10, 15 minutes before I go to sleep that night. Definitely gotta manifest. Meditate. I'm sorry. Meditate in the morning. That's my apologies. Meditating in the morning and meditating at night. For sure, will really set the tone for when you get up that morning and when you go to sleep that night. I wouldn't want to be that type of person that's flashy. I just want to make music for the people, man. Mm-hmm. That's it. Painting that picture for that person. Mm-hmm. Want them to come back for more little intricacies in the song. You hearing it? Oh, did you hear that type of instrument? You hear that type of ab that he did, making people run back. Oh, that was nice. I want to be able to paint that picture.
Is there something in you to where you feel like there is a gratification in what another person experiences at your, not necessarily detrimental expense, but mm-hmm. at your expense, be it effort, thought, whatever? Because we talk about passions and all that, mm-hmm. and why ever a person want to do something, that's their mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, I'm not hearing the me in it. You see what I'm saying? Like, earlier, yeah, you talking about coming out the booth, you on fire, all that. Right. But I guess music is meant to be shared. Right. But so I feel like in a way, I'm not hearing the me and like why is it important to you? You see what I'm saying? Because I get it. You want this person to hear this or hear that. You know, but why is it important to you? But I guess is it not important if we can't share it?
It's important because I want to be able to tell a story.
Got it.
Once I tell that story and you feel what I feel, that's what I want people to grasp. It's not about the radio hit. It ain't about the views that's on YouTube. It ain't about the sold out shows that's out in Warehouse Live or whatever. It's painting that story for someone to want to come back for more.
Expression.
Yeah, it's that's what it is. It's an expression. Mm. If I could give you a song, or I could make a song, and you could sit there, and it makes you feel some type of way emotionally, and it's telling your story in your mental. That's everything that I want somebody to come back for more. Because it makes me feel good to know that what I'm putting out in this world musically is good. It's amazing. But it's just all about telling that story for me. That's what it is for me. It's not more about, making people feel. I want to be able to tell that story. It's just like cutting. When you cut, your cut is a form of art. The way you do things, the way you line is probably different from the dude down the street. Mm-hmm. Probably different from the dude that's out downtown that's cutting hair in a condo or something. Mm-hmm. That's your art. You put your stamp on it. You created the atmosphere of wanting to have people to come back for more. Right, you give that comfortability to people where they sit in that chair.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody can do what you do, man.
Thank you. Even with me, if we on that, tell me, I'm your barber, for a few years mm-hmm. here now, but just in general, as a man, me aside, as a man, what's the importance of having like a good relationship with your barber?
Shit, man, discounts. Shit, no, I'm just playing, man. The importance is just growing that for me it's just a friendship. It's more of a family. You trust. I put my trust in your hands when you cut me. Mm-hmm. I know you ain't gonna guide me. I know if I had held, you wouldn't push my line in the back like some people have, but it's knowing that I put that trust in you and you give me just that comfort of knowing that what you're gonna do is gonna be amazing. And it's the atmosphere that you create for the people that's around you. It's a family environment at some point, but it's also a therapeutic environment too. Because it's a place that you could get a lot of stuff off your chest. It's a place that you could just come and just talk. You're not judged for what you say. You might be judged for some things you might do, but that's everybody. That's the relationship that I like, that I have with my barber. Some people don't have that. Some people just go get their hair cut. They don't talk about nothing with their barber. Hey man, what's going on? How you doing, man? How you and your lady doing? Oh man, we good, man. And then that's it. Because you're in that atmosphere of other barbers and other people that you really don't want nothing to know about. Mm-hmm. But when you in the atmosphere, and going back to what I say, and your barber really set that tone and surround you with serenity and peace and comfort where you could really let your wall down and be comfortable to talk to you, that's everything. That's a win-win in my book. That's what's gonna keep me coming back, rather than being in the barbershop and somebody coming in that bit being mad and wanting to fight. I don't want to be in his atmosphere, man. I like being. That's why I've been here for what, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think for me, like you were saying, you kind of making a parallel between how you express yourself in music and how I express myself. With cutting, for me, it's just a matter of leaving people better than I found them. Literally and mentally, emotionally, you know, in a figurative way, let's be saying. If you could come get something off and leave it in here, you know, I'm gonna sweep it up, put it in the trash can anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not taking it home with me either.
Right, exactly.
But you don't got to take it home with you. So I think that's important. That's one of my forms of expression as far as what I'm leaving people with, you know, because I cut decent, but I feel like I serve excellent.
Right.
And so that's what keep me rolling, man.
You shutting yourself short if you think you cut decent.
I cut cool. Well, you know, that's another convo for another time. That's technicalities, man. But I feel like as far as like purpose, as far as purpose go, or as far as like what I just said about how I leave people, based and how I leave people versus how I found them, that's part of my purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I found a real easy knack for that. It's challenging sometimes, but not always. If I had to ask you, what do you see yourself as? What do you see your purpose as? What would you call it?
Ooh.
You don't have to either. Maybe sometimes it ain't no. Maybe purpose is a concept we make up. But
yeah,
what would you call it? It's so it can be so abstract or it can be very direct.
I wouldn't really say purpose. I guess I could put like, well, yeah. What is your purpose in life? That particular subject, I really haven't even grasped yet. I haven't even really accomplished that yet, or what my purpose really. I really thought my purpose in this world was just to help people out. I thought I was supposed to be that person that no matter what anybody was going through, I could always come to, give advice to. But I slowly started to understand that just really wasn't what it was. So I had to hit that reset button and really had to ask the universe and God itself, like, what's my purpose here? And I'm still trying to find that purpose, man. I wouldn't even lie to you and just tell you a lie on something that's just janky.
Just to be talking.
Yeah.
Now, did you feel like maybe from childhood, adolescence, teenage years, you know, young adulthood, did you feel like there was times, there was significant amount of times, or there was a significant instance of time where you needed help and it wasn't there for you?
Yeah, as a kid.
Okay.
Growing up, seeing what I seen and doing what I'm doing, you know what's crazy? This deja vu right now. I wouldn't even lie to you.
Yeah. I believe.
I wouldn't even lie to you. My bad. Yeah, growing up, man, seeing a lot of crazy things as a kid, and just knowing that childhood trauma kind of carries with you over time, and it messes you up when you get older because you look back on it and you start to think like, dang, I was really doing that. Like that really hurt me. Like, and it could trigger you. That's what people don't really understand. Like you be going through something or life could be good and you could just have that memory in the back of your mind of something that just happened when you was a kid that just triggered you like, dang, this really messed me up. I don't, my day is already done. It's already done. I don't even want, let's go ahead and shut it down. We're going to go ahead and start all over tomorrow. But them childhood leading up to being a teenager, high school, even being an adult, coming into your early ages of being in adulthood. Because when you get into your 20s, 25, people say you still young, man. They say, you know, you got your whole years. And when in reality, man, time don't wait for nobody, man. You know? Of course, in your 20s, you're going to mess off. Your 20s, you're going to piss it off. Once you hit that 30 mark, it's crunch time. You really got to know what you need to do. Because by the time you hit 40, you got to be coasting at that point. That's what I want to, at least I want to coast.
You would like to be.
Yeah, you would like to. That's I mean, you know.
I don't know, I'm with Eddie. Because he was on the bus then. And he on the bus now.
Thanks. That's true.
Nah, I don't be want to rush myself. I had to learn to stop doing that. Like 30, I turned 33 in a week. And that's probably like prime age. You know, Nip was 33.
Mm-hmm.
When when he left his physical form.
Yeah.
And so he was prime time. Ain't nobody looking at him like, oh, he a young man just catching his stride.
Nah.
So
it was in his prime.
Yeah.
His prime years now, man.
So I want to ask you about like family as far as your nuclear family.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife,
mm-hmm.
daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a conscious choice? You was someone who was planning on family?
Of course.
And it happened when you wanted it to, or it happened sooner than you thought it would?
It kind of happened when I wanted it to. When I wanted it to. I mean, nothing's in this world is planned. You know, I planned my daughter, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she here. You know, I planned a wedding years down the line. You know, everything just kind of flowed how it was supposed to flow. You know, for the most part. Being a dad, man, you would think that most dads, they want a son. Grow up, be just like them, wanting to be a football star, basketball star, baseball, soccer, man. Having a girl, if I could do it all over again and you was to ask me if I wanted a girl or a boy, I would tell you a girl again.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. My daughter brings out a lot in me. And you never know how much children mean to you. Going through the whole aspect of going through therapy and dealing with what I was dealing with mentally and just having her right there and telling me everything was going to be okay and watching whatever animated movies we was that night or playing Chutes and Ladders or Candyland or whatever, Dollhouse, those little moments kind of kept me sane because it lets me know that was basically your purpose. Your purpose right now is to make sure that you're here to do as you're supposed to do for your daughter. Show her the world, give her things that you weren't able to give her, show her places that you weren't able to go, do things that you ain't never done before, just letting everything blossom right in front of her and not being afraid to do it. You know, one of the things I was supposed to do was last year, I had booked a trip to Disney World in Florida for her birthday. I didn't get to do it. That was on my bucket list. I had did everything. I paid for all the trip. We did the hotel and everything. Yup, pandemic hit, and that's it. So that princess of mine has made me a better man than I ever was. You know, married wise, me and my wife, I love my wife unconditionally. That's my best friend. That's everything to me. And we have our differences. We all do. I think everybody does, you know, but it comes to a point to where you can acknowledge those differences that you have and execute better in what you need to do. You know, it's not those times to where you really just give up and quit and just say, oh, I'm done. I'm not going to really just do this no more. You got to try. It's going to have tested times. You're going to have those times where the waters are tested. You're going to have those times to where you ain't going to want to do it no more. You tired, you fed up. But man, the moment that you put in that time and y'all put in that time together, man, that's in that body of work, you could create a monster. Especially with your lady. If she on that same frequency with you.
Yeah, if she with it.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing on what you create and could come back from. You know?
Now, antiquated perspectives aside.
That's a big word. I gotta write that down.
Societal norms.
That's still a big word.
Okay.
But go ahead.
How people think it should be.
Hey, there you go, brother. You're a human thesaurus.
Right.
Webster.
Right. Was a thesaurus a meat eater or a plant or herbivore? No, I'm playing. Hey, but for societal norms aside, as it functions for you, what do you feel like your role is as a husband?
As a husband,
how do you play that part?
I play that part of the, as I say, a fixer. You know, you got those sayings of old people. Your husband's supposed to provide and protect. That's cool. I can do that. I can provide and protect. I work hard. I'm gonna protect either way you go. But mentally, what is your husband doing for you? Spiritually, emotionally, physically, what is your husband doing for you? Is he making sure he gives you that time and takes time out of his day every day to make sure that you're okay? Is he asking you what you're doing or how are you? Rather in the sense, do you need anything? How's your mental? Those are key things. I don't think that many people ask that. They actually, dudes ask the chick more what you're doing or how you doing more than you should ask him how's your mental. because everybody deal with something every day.
Yeah, I think we're in a space where people kind of, and I don't want to get too far off on it, where people kind of concerned. They'll ask you how you doing just to see where they fit
Right.
in that, rather than truly what's up with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that can be, it can get, you can feel alienated.
Right.
In a space that's supposed to be like secure for you.
Right.
You can feel alienated when it's like there's no true concern from how deep is well-being.
Right.
You know, so
I think that's what my role is as a husband. I really think that my role is that safe haven place, to where you could come home and get away from all that work nonsense what you got out in the world. Just come home, be embraced with love and joy, have a few laughs, toss a few wine glasses back, watch a movie, lay up with your kid, whatever it may be, and just create that peace within your home. That's what you want. Right. That's what I feel like I do.
If one thing gotta happen before your time is up, you gone from this form, what's the thing that has to happen at your hands before you go as a man? One
thing that has to happen, I want my music to touch the world. I want to be known for being that pure-hearted guy that told stories that people love to hear. I want, when my name come up in a conversation, I want somebody to say that's a genuine spirit. That's a pure soul. I like Travis. I like having Travis around. That's a vibe. That's a dude that's cool. I could call when I need, if I need advice about anything, if I need encouragement. That's a person I, call if I got an event. I try to make it the best way I can. If I can, I'm gonna tell you 4 or 5 days, ahead of time. But I want to be able to touch the world, man. That's my biggest thing. If nothing else happens, if I don't touch a mill or whatever it may be, the facade that we put in our mind, because most people won't touch $1 million and touch all this money. I want touch people's heart. Just with just being me, whether it's musically, whether it's verbally, a therapeutic realm. If I create that, maybe this creates that for me, stepping out and, talking about what I go through and how it is to deal with someone being in a mental state of depression and anxiety like that. To be able to touch those type of people when that day comes is big.